You dominated New York basketball. You dominated in high school. Every time you stepped on the court, you were dominant.
It was a game against West Virginia. Patino walks down, or the assistant coach walks down, it's Masiello. He's like, yo, coach is going to put you in the game. And, you know, the team needs a boost. The team needs some energy right now. We're not going to win this. Score is like 33-24 now. It's 8 minutes left, whatever. It's like, we're not winning this game. You can go out there. You can play however you want to play. So I go out there, and I had like 7 points in like 3 minutes, 4 steals. And I'm just playing wild, and like come out, I get the biggest standing ovation ever. We end up taking the lead, and yeah, that one game was probably the...
Russ Smith, Louisville legend and NCAA champion. He's also the founder of Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon.
It was so stressful. I couldn't figure it out. You know, it was a lot more pressure to win. Like, damn, this basketball shit could be over, or I might have a different path. And then you get to the business side of things.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your vision for Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon, how it got started, and what you intend it to be.
And I want them to say he left his legacy with.
So my guy, Russ, welcome to the show. It was important for me to get you on here because just like me and you are like-minded in a way that we use basketball as a vehicle
Facts.
to change our lives and our families' lives.
Facts.
And I admire how, one, like you were so gung-ho, not gung-ho, but you were so, it was important for you to leave a legacy and build a legacy. So watching you build this product that we have in front of you, share, because I told you to do a segment with Leading with Legacy.
Facts.
And this is probably the biggest offering that everybody brought so far. So let's get to what you brought and how it ties to your legacy.
I brought 6 expressions, right? We normally carry 3 base products. Our white oak tree, our rye oak tree, and then
But just to rewind, founder and owner of Mr. and Mrs.
For sure.
Bourbon.
Founder and owner.
Yes.
CEO of Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon. I've been knocking this out, doing this since 2016. I've been in the industry that long, shadowing the guys that's done it before me, learning off of them, learning off of master distillers, master blenders, just being in Kentucky where we make 97% of the world's bourbon and whiskey. Just being in that industry where it's just so heavy in its roots and tradition. That's America's pastime, premier spirit. And I'm really just excited to just be in an industry versus slapping my name on something and just trying to move units. This is really became a passion of mine.
Got you. And I know you told me off camera this one is your favorite. Why is this one your favorite?
Yo, we won an award for that, man. And it's kind of a big deal. So the rye it's a bourbon drinker's rye. Ryes are normally more than 51% or are 51% rye grain. That rye is 54%, so it's very low, and it has a lot of corn. I believe 33% corn, so it's just more sweet. It's not as rough or pungent, and I think if you put that up against bigger companies and more known brands, ryes, like we would come out on top as we did. And we got the award. So
Got the award.
Yeah.
Fire.
So what they actually do, they blind hundreds of spirits, and you have all the top bourbon people, quote unquote, trying each spirit, and then they're grading it along the way. So no one knows what's the spirit that they're trying. They're just grading it, and we ended up finishing in the best field or top whatever. So that one's probably my favorite guy.
So you already, your story is interesting because you already, if you stopped everything and just worked for somebody and coached or something, your legacy is cemented. Your name is, your jersey's retired at Louisville.
Facts,
right?
yeah.
It should be retired back here in New York somewhere too. Right?
Yeah, it should be in somebody's gym. It should be in a lot of people's gym, bro. Honestly, that's probably why I'm burnt out.
Yo, it's crazy. You know what? your journey, your story is so crazy because I remember you like while we were growing up.
Yeah.
Like if Russ was in the park, it's like a minimum 25 is going up, and that's a
Yeah.
bad game.
Yeah, for sure.
25 for you is a bad game.
I'm really getting in trouble too. Like I have no idea. Like my pops is wild. Like I'm really getting in trouble if I'm not getting a dub.
It's crazy.
I'm really in
But the
trouble.
way you used to do it, it wasn't forced buckets. It was you get into your spots. You're gonna have 7 steals
Yeah,
minimum.
I need to. I gotta.
Right?
Yeah, that accounts for the just in case I miss and don't get the 20. I gotta get it somehow. Know what I mean?
Yo, so like, yeah, and then I mean, just and it's good. It's good for people to unpack your legacy because you have a legacy in basketball, and you're starting off to a great start here with this product. So your story is you dominated New York basketball like always. Every time you stepped on the court, you were dominant. You dominated in the high school. You had what, a couple 40-point games, big
Yeah, we
games.
did. God, man. Now he got me going down memory lane, bro. I led New York in scoring 2 years in a row. We were at 25 a game, I think, my junior year, and then 30 or 29 a game my senior year. Like, just wow. I went to Malloy though, so it's not like it was at that time. It's not the basketball powerhouse that it once was with Kenny
Right.
Smith and Kenny Anderson, and then in our league was crazy at that time. That's peak New York, I believe. You have Rice with Durant and Kimba, Christ King with Irv, Sean, Bird. I was there when Malik Booth was there. Ray's had Truck, Amari, Kev. I mean,
Yeah.
it was it's guys, you know.
And then you went on to South Kent.
Yeah.
I remember that because I mean I was in junior college, then my first year, and you were your first year at South Kent.
Yep.
We were damn near on FaceTime like once a
Yeah.
week.
Uh
You know what I'm
huh.
saying?
For sure.
Like once a
Yeah.
week.
For sure.
And I mean, talk to me about that journey because I remember there was a piece of that journey where um, it was funny how you got your scholarship, right? Like
Yeah.
Louisville actually came to see somebody else.
It was JJ, bro.
It was JJ,
JJ
our
from Long
mutual
Island.
friend
Yeah.
JJ.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. JJ was, I mean, he was beasting, bro. He barely missed the McDonald game. You know,
Right.
every school was after him, and then there at the prep school, we had Nick Stauskas, still my boy to this day. We had him, and then we had a kid out of Philly, a dude out of Philly, Jesse. He had everybody, but they came up to see him, and it was just like, yo, this little dude is in there. He's probably one of the best players or the best player in the gym. And it just so happened the coach on the staff, you know, he knew my pops, and a couple of the guys knew my pops just through going through the doors of Gauchos. And then it was like, yeah, we can get that done, you know, bring them on a visit, this and that. At this time, I don't even think all the schools I had was probably like the Hofstra's or the Jacksonville States. Not saying nothing's wrong with them, but I didn't have anything, you know, to go crazy over. And then I ended up taking a visit to U of L, and I was just like, man, first big school that give me a scholarship, that's where I'm going. I ain't even gonna play this game. And we sitting at the table chilling, talking. Coach P is talking with Pops. Maciel's talking with Pops. Ralph Willard knew my coach from Malloy. Jack Curran, he passed. And you know, they were all just chatting. And I just asked at the table, like, yo, do I have an offer? They all looked at me like I was crazy. But the next day they ended up offering me. But they told me, hey, you can't tell nobody that you're coming here. So I got the biggest school at that point, probably in the country, and I couldn't chat. So
Why is that?
they didn't want me to tell anybody that I was committed. I guess they wanted to recruit more. I have no idea, you know, but I had a little man's that was just getting started on like I guess blogging or you know getting on the internet and putting stuff out there. So I told him like, yo, put this out there. I'm I'm letting everybody know I'm going to Louisville. And he threw it out there, and then it was cool. Like everybody was hitting me, and that was probably one of the biggest moments of my life for real. Like being signed damn near throughout my whole prep season, like to Louisville, guys that was playing, they knew, like, yo, he's going to the Ville, guys dudes give you that look like, oh yeah, he's going somewhere or he's doing this. So I got everybody's best game. So it was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, I was super happy for you because one, you should have been highly recruited.
I should have been signed my junior year, bro.
Yeah, right.
St. John's is right around the corner from Malloy. Like, bro, there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way. I mean, yeah, somebody should be fired. I'm sure they were. But yeah, man. So I remember that moment, and then I remember your time at Louisville too.
Facts.
And I remember me and you having conversations where
Facts.
you were having a rough time personally.
Yeah. It was stressful, bro. It was so stressful. I ain't never been somewhere where it was like I couldn't figure it out. That was the first time, like, because college was so different, back then. It was a lot more pressure, I felt like, to win because coaches' jobs were on the line. You couldn't get paid. And then for me, I'm coming in. I'm not saying I'm a no-name guy, but when you're at Louisville, you get McDonald All-Americans just walking through the door, and then you have a guy like coach like Pitino, who's Hall of Fame, one of the best coaches ever. Like, so, trying to figure out what to do, how to play, and I almost never did, bro. The West Virginia, it was a game against West Virginia. I was like, man, I'm done. I had my stuff packed. I was gonna transfer, and yeah, just leave. And my roommate, Rakeem Buckles, that's my homie. He's like, yo, just come to the game, bro. Like, don't.
You almost didn't even go to the game.
Yeah, I was tapped out. I was finished. I didn't.
Did Patino know that?
Nah, nobody knew, but Buckles.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody knew, and then maybe some managers, because I was telling them, yo, just you got to bring my stuff to the airport, like. And we get to the game. I have my boxers on, wife beater. I'm not taped. I'm just letting time pass. Scores like, it's a Big East. It's a real Big East rumble. Like, scores like 24-29 with 10 minutes to go in the second half. One of them, man. Patino's like,
Oh, you didn't even have compressions on.
Nothing.
Or your ankles taped. Because I'm not playing.
I'm not playing. White beater, I smell fresh. I'm going straight to the airport, bro.
Oh, you crazy, bro.
So, man, and Patino walks down, or the assistant coach walks down, it's Masiello. He's like, yo, coach is going to put you in the game. And, the team needs a boost. The team needs some energy right now. We're not going to win this. Score is like 33-24 now. It's 8 minutes left, whatever. It's like, we're not winning this game. But coach is going to put you in. We need energy. We need a boost. You can go out there. You can play however you want to play. I was like, what? And then I had a white boy next to me, the Bullet. This dude is Mr. Kentucky, but he plays over me. He's the backup guard. He was cold. He's next to me, and then I had another walk-on dude that was with me. He was like, yo, you getting ready to go in? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm shooting every single shot, like right before I bounce. So I get out, so I go out there. I think I have like, and this is against Chuck, I think I had like 7 points in like 3 minutes, like 4 steals. I'm like 2 for 9. I'm just playing wild in like 4 minutes. I come out, I get the biggest stand ovation ever. We end up taking the lead. It's like 36-35 now. And that was probably the day I was like, yeah, there's no way I can leave this place. Like, if I figure it out, then, maybe one day, I'll be starting, they'll be cheering for me, I'll have a number in the rafters, or who knows. And yeah, that one game was probably the fuel behind me getting my number probably retired.
Yo, it's crazy because you always had to prove yourself, even though you were proven.
Always, bro.
Always.
Every day is an audition. Even now, even when I got to the league, like, just audition, man. And it's like, I don't know, I guess it's my size or where we come from too. Like, I never had anybody on the inside. I've always had to impress someone to get on the inside of a network or industry. Like even now with Bourbon, like like I made friends with a lot of these guys. I didn't have a uncle in there, or I didn't have a friend of my dad's. This was always on my strength, on my merit, and yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's a grind, a grind.
Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, it's always been a grind. It's crazy because, like I said, like you will always prove everywhere you went, you did what you had to do. You stood out. Every big game, you showed up.
Facts.
And so your time at Louisville, um, you start to get going. You get more opportunity. And you and Peyton came in at the same time, or he came
Yo,
in before you?
being paid, we was all in the same class. '09.
Right.
I just did the prep year.
Right, that's true.
Yeah,
Okay,
I just did the prep. Yeah,
uh-huh.
because it was Wall, it was Peyton, Abdul Gaddy, and another girl. I can't even remember, but yeah, Peyton was one of them guys, and but it was me and him in the backcourt. And once I started to get going, this was my sophomore year, so more recruits coming. So I'm telling coach, I'm like, man, I'm telling coach like, yo, what do I gotta do to play? Like how I did, before, because the game I just talked about, that was the last time I played.
Oh,
The rest of the year, like what I'm saying. But everybody just remembered that game. But I didn't want to be a one-trick pony. But not to my, I don't like. It's kind of unfortunate, but in order for me to play, 6 to 8 guys got hurt going into the next year. I'm talking about like ACLs and broken ribs and all type of shit. So going into my sophomore year, I kind of had to play, though we had a lot of recruits. One dude had bad grades and he couldn't play till December. So it was a lot of that going on, and we had 6, 7 guys. So I was just coming off the bench, and Patino was letting me do everything I needed to do, play and score, and then eventually I ended up starting. I think I was with Chris Smith too. Chris might have did something or whatever, and I ended up starting. And I damn near had a quadruple double on CBS, a 30-point quadruple double almost. And from there, fans were like, why am I not playing? People were like, why is this kid not playing? And from there, I was sixth man. I won, like, they do this efficiency award in college. It's called like Ken Palm. Like, it's really big. It was really big at the time and still is for analytics. And I might have won player of the year for that my sophomore year coming off the bench. I was leading the country in steals in like 20 minutes a game, damn near. And we ended up making a run. We went to the Big East Championship with me leading the team in scoring, and then going on a Final Four run. We lost to UK, AD and them. But that was the best. That was the best trip, the best ride as far as my college career. And then everybody came back, going into my junior year, and I chatted with coach like, hey, what do I got to do to start? I don't want to be scared of losing what I worked so hard to get. And me and Rick had a special relationship, whereas I can be me around him. Like, I mean, you would walk into the dorm, I would have all walks of life in there. I might have the band in there. I might have fraternities in there. I might have sororities in there. I might have hoopers. Like, you never, like, I always was like live, a happy person, and I didn't want that feeling ruined. I had so many friends, and Patino understood that, and even in practice, he'll let me crash out sometimes, whether it be, he called it the New York stuff and isolate people, whatever. But coach was really.
isn't it crazy though? In hindsight, that you and him had to have that conversation. Like,
Man.
what do I have to do to start?
Yes, bro, and I'm just coming off of the year I had, but that's the kind of guy he is. It's like, yo, every day is an audition. You don't have a one day. It's a one day try. He has a book. I forgot what it is, but it's like a one day tryout or whatever. And every day you have to try out. Every day you have to make an impression. Every day you have to prove why I need to play you. Because Patino's the type of guy, man, that would win a game, that will start all walk-ons and try to win the game. Not taking it away from him, but he's just that person. You know, he feels like he can coach that good that he can win the game with walk-ons, and we have. Our Final Four team had 2 walk-ons starting. But yeah,
Crazy.
we chatted and that was it. Like he was like, "Yo, if you beat out this guy, you're gonna start." I'm like, "Hell yeah, that's fair. That's the fairest anyone has ever been to me. I got you." And that was it. And in my junior year, I got all the preseason stuff. I was on the watch for everything, midseason All-American. We were top team in the country, had everybody coming back, and we kind of just rolled that into a natty. You know, I had big games, and then after my junior year, bro, could have went to the league, but Louisville was so much fun, bro. Like it's like, I'm still in Kentucky now. Like,
What does Louisville mean to you?
man, it means to me that I got a chance, bro. Like it's a place that keeps giving me chances. Like, it's like I have 9 lives there, and each life is just different. Like the first year I got there, I was so New York, so Brooklyn. Then after my first year, a year and a half, just humbled. Like, damn, like this basketball shit could be over, like, or I might have a different path, or I might have to be in coaching, like, or I might have to do this. Then the next year and a half, I'm like, I'm on top of the world. Like, I'm the biggest college name. I have a horse after me end of my sophomore year. At the height of my junior year, I got horses racing on TV. It's ridiculous, and the Louisville Cardinals across every media station. Like, this is nuts. And then my senior year, it's like, yo, I have to lock in. I actually have freshmen. I'm coming off a chip. I gotta, try to be an example, a role model, but and then coming back after making the NBA, living in that community, it's like, damn, I made it. Like, I made the NBA. I did it. And then you get to the business side of things, you're meeting people you would not have met while you were young and got a blonde mohawk and doing crazy stuff. Now you're meeting business people, and it's like, yo, these people do this, these people do that. And so every year and a half, 2 years, I'm learning something different, and I'm getting chances and taking them.
So Louisville gave you opportunity to evolve
Easily.
out in the open.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, it's interesting because I was going to ask you about your relationship with Patino, and it seemed like he had like a mad scientist way of developing you.
Yeah. It was basically, bro, like, you gotta let players flourish in their environment. Like, I'm a scorer, and I told coach, I'm like, please, like, this is after my freshman year too. I said, coach, there's only 2 dudes, maybe 1 dude at the point guard position. And they were trying so hard for me to be a backup point guard. It's only 1 dude or 2 dudes I'd have to fight with for minutes. That doesn't seem difficult. I probably could have done it. But there's 9 to 8 dudes on the wing. And I was like, coach, send me over there. Like, I'm better on the wing. I'll fight out. And he's like, why would you try to beat out 8, 9 people when you can try to beat out 1 or 2? And I just can't do it. I'm not that guy. But you put me on a wing, I'll be that guy. And he listened. I think we've really got along well because, for one, he listened and I produced, but I enjoyed being competitive, and I think he's seen that. All Patino wants is for you to be competitive on both ends and give it your all and give him that proper respect. But yeah, I did it. I'm not scared of nothing.
What's your biggest lesson you learned from him?
Accountability. Accountability for sure. He was always, like, behind, like, closed doors. Like, he was always letting you know the repercussions of your actions, whether that be in film or in life. He's seen it all. He's been through it all, and he would always transfer that information to us and to me. And that's for that. I think accountability is the biggest one.
So, I mean, we talking about legacy, and anybody that ever played basketball wants their jersey retired,
Facts.
right? And that's forever cemented. You long gone, your grandkids gonna come and see your jersey, and like, how's that feel? Tell me about that feeling, like that moment.
Bro, honestly, bro, I was on Twitter. I'm a big Twitter guy. And one of these stat people were like, Russ did this, Russ did that, Russ did this. That qualifies under Louisville's like threshold or whatever to get his number retired. And I immediately jumped on that. I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy to me. Like I got to the school and shit, I seen Purvis, Wes Unseld, Griff. I'm like, Charlie Tyron. I'm like, yo, like it's only 4 guys, and they don't honor numbers, so you don't get your number honored. Like they don't do that at Louisville. Like I mean, they're not gonna put number 5 or number 19 in the rafters and have somebody wear it. Like no, they don't do that at Louisville. So if your number's gone, it's gone, bro. And it made me look back on my career. Like you have to be a 2-time All-American, at least. You have to be a national champion, at least. Bare minimum. So if you're not a 2-time All-American or a national champ, you do not qualify. And you have to have 2 Final Fours, at least. There's so many players that went through Louisville. Reese Gaines is my friend. If he had a national championship, he would probably be in the rafters. He doesn't, and that's the difference. Like it's so crazy, and I'm so blessed that I had the teammates that I had because they allowed me the opportunity and gave me the opportunity to get my jersey retired, and all of them knew that I came in not worth a damn. Peyton's my brother still to this day. I was playing for him to get drafted. Every time he threw me the ball, Pey, I gotta get you an assist. With Gorgie, I gotta get you drafted. If I get beat on defense, get your blocks up, and I got your help pass, your recovery pass. Like every guy from Rozier to whoever it was, I'm playing for them. And also in return, they knew me. They knew that Russ is a scorer. Russ is gonna be Russ, and we gotta be cool with it. Cause at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it 100%, 110% on defense always. So having that number up there, bro, it means so many things. It means like you can come in without a name and leave with a legacy, bro. Like that's at a university like that. It's crazy. Got Griff in the rafters. Like these guys all are like the magnitude of the guys in the rafters at our school is I can't even begin to talk about, bro. So yeah, it means a lot.
Tell me about how do you feel you run into somebody at Louisville? Like, what are they gonna say about your legacy, just in the city in Louisville?
Yeah, you, I don't even know, bro. You can't talk. You can't.
Because you haven't been home since you went there.
God, like it's like, what can you say? Like, a lot of guys. I mean, there's 2 sides to this coin, right? Like, you can, like, AD is my dog, bro. Like, you can do 1 year at UK and bounce. D Lamb had a great,
That's our
great
boy.
career.
That's our
We
boy.
love D
Yeah.
Lamb. You know what I mean? Like, and I speak to him. He's like, damn. You got me thinking about if I should have stayed in college maybe another year or 2, bro. Like, so like when other hoopers see what I did there, it's like I don't think it's like because I'm good and there's a lot of other good basketball players that came through college, but I got them thinking like, damn, what if I did all 4? Like, or what if, I stayed or had a good enough team. Like Shabazz is another guy. Like just amazing career, bro. 4 years, man's is a legend, man's is dope. So I think when people see me and probably discuss my time at Louisville, they're just like, that's just a cold motherfucker. Like, just cold. Like, did it did college the right way. And it sucked because it also sucked for me because it's like you do everything right in college, you get every award, and you think you get a fairy tale ending. And for me, my fairy tale ending was getting drafted in the first round or getting drafted lottery. And I damn near went undrafted.
Yeah.
You know, so
Nah, what, 47?
yeah, yep.
That ain't undrafted, man. You got drafted, boy.
But it's like you check so many boxes. You're like, because I don't, like I said, I never had nobody on the inside explaining to me how professional sports go, like how they do analytics, how they just the game pace. I just was allowed to hoop, and I never really thought about being a pro. Patino would always tell me like, yo, this is gonna come back bite you in the ass. Like, learn how to be a point guard, learn how to do this. I'm like, we winning with me scoring, keep me there, keep me on the wing. Let's just keep riding this out. And I get to the NBA and it was or get to that draft and it's like, damn, just very, just things I had to do. We need you to be Mike Conley. We need you to be Chris Paul. I'm like, you guys have never watched me a day in your life. But that's like the flip side of it all. You get to you stay 4 years and you don't peak, but you come in as you are, and then you gotta like blend in somewhere as you are. And it was tough to like learn how to play a certain way. But
It's crazy because normally when people get to the league, that's the pinnacle of their legacy, even if they don't really do well.
facts.
But the impact that you had in college outweighs even if you had a great 5 year starting point guard role in the
Real rap.
league. What you did at Louisville was so profound. And I'm sure the Louisville fans that listen to this, they're gonna comment like, yo, like there's nothing he could have did in the league that would have outweighed that.
Nah, facts. I mean, it's so tough to win games in college, to win 3 tournament games, championship at least. But bro, I have like 3 conference championships, at least a couple regular seasons, a Sweet 16, 2 Final Fours, a chip, and then every probably award you can get except National Player of the Year, and I finished second to that twice.
Man, your underdog story is crazy, bro.
It's
It's crazy. And you would have ran amok in this NIL era. Patino would have had to chain you down, boy.
For real. Yo, I had a YouTube channel and Anavine, like way before the social media was going wild. I had that and I had subscribers, I had everything. They had to get me off. The university had to get me off. It was too crazy. Like they was not ready for it. I'm doing reaction videos, everything. And this is before I got to Louisville, so when I got there, I had to suspend my entire channel, bro.
Really?
Yes. Like I damn near was a streamer, like before I got to college and was doing reactions and yeah, they deaded it. And my sophomore and junior year, I used to go to Waffle House all the time. Like I had the Waffle House, putting my name on menus and doing a whole bunch of stuff for me. And I'm like, damn, bro, if this would have been NIL right now, bro,
Your numbers would have been crazy.
I would have been doing retarded numbers, bro.
It's crazy because I think now, and I'm excited for this stage of yourself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even when I was watching you in college, I would always say like, yo, they don't even know how big his personality is. Because when you
Facts.
play, you don't goof around when you play.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your personality is so huge. Like, everybody that knows you is like, yo, like.
Yeah, nah, facts. That's how I was on. Nah, that's how I was on campus, bro. I had a cult following on campus before I played a game, cause I made friends mad easy. They kept us in like our dorms where it was just like the players or whatever, almost in maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 students, regular students, and we never had free time, the team. And then also everybody was there on a mission, bro. They were McDonald's All-Americans. These guys were 4-stars. So they're all like, just walking on eggshells. I'm like, shit, I'm here playing with I got the house money. Like, you know, I'm here for, you know, just chilling. Like, I shouldn't even be here for real. So I'm chilling. I'm in chess clubs, ping pong clubs. I'm going to the student center. I'm like, why y'all always in the dorm locked up, man? I had so many friends. So by the time I got to playing, my friends damn near didn't even know that I was on the team for real. I was good at
crazy.
basketball. So I had a big ass following before I even got started. And then when I got started, everything just compounded. You already know how it is here in the city. For me, it was like I hooped in Queens, hooped everywhere in Brooklyn, got all my family in the Harlem and the Bronx. So for real, like I'm damn near in sports. People that know sports just as big in New York as I was in Louisville. So everything just exploded when I started playing, and it was, and like you were saying, just as far as like when I got to the league, I was a brand before I got to the league. Like I didn't need the league to have a brand. You know, it was just dope to be ridiculous and then have the NBA tag too. Like that was fire. You know, so yeah, like I just think that the Louisville and Kentucky community, after watching me play, watching me perform, like, and having done what I did for that city, you know, they always felt like or feel like maybe they want to give me something in return, and they don't even know that I'm just thankful I got the opportunity to play. So it's a really good mutual relationship with that community, you know.
Yeah, I love that you went a place. You went a place and you said, I'm not leaving.
Facts.
And you know my relationship with Junior, he had a similar journey where
Real
it was
rap.
just like, this city is everything I need. Me,
Yeah.
my family, and just to watch two men I know like thrive in that space and go to restaurants with Junior
Yeah.
and just see how he's covered.
That's a real rock star, bro.
A rock star.
Rock star, like, and he has this derby. He has his derby gala.
Yep, the
His, yeah,
trifecta, right, with his kids.
yeah,
Yep.
yep, and it's so fire, bro. It's an experience. It's surreal. I mean,
Yo, he might be the greatest man I've ever met that's not in my family.
nah, real
Like
rap,
the best, and people are not gonna believe how
real rap.
like he's the greatest dude. I know how busy he is. I can call him at 1.
Mm-hmm.
He picks up
Mm-hmm.
and he'll talk to me for 15 minutes.
No, real rap.
Talk to me about a parenting, like
Mm-hmm.
how to guide my kid through something, or just how to like just little stuff. And I know he got his own thing.
That
You
is
know what I'm
so.
saying?
Nah, that's dope, and it doesn't surprise me, bro. The time I've spent with him was telling. Like it was all like he's
And we're
dropping
talking about Junior
gems.
Bridgman for
Oh, real rap,
those. Yeah.
yeah, real rap. Like just dropping knowledge, and he would share like even with others if there's a business, you know, he's walking over a small business or whatever, he's walking over. If somebody needs some advice or something, he's hearing them out, he's listening, and then everybody that's connected with him also wants to uplift you too.
Right.
But just his gala alone is just a surreal experience. And then you see like his name as far as like black people who've made it. You got the Tyler Perrys of the world, obviously, and others. And you see Bridgman, and it's like what does this guy do? You know, like nobody really puts it together. Like when I call people back at the crib, I'm like, yeah, bro, Bridgman guy out here. Who's Bridgman? And then now, nowadays, social media has become so much more accessible. You see, worked in the chains, and he does the bottling, and part owner of this team. It's like, yo, all right, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, people could put it together, but just having him be another role model for me, somebody that did it the way I'm trying to do it, is inspiring. Like
Right.
basketball guy, small time spent in the NBA, worked in the industry that he's currently like that he started to manage. So I mean, he worked in the drive-thru at Wendy's. I thought that was super dope.
Yeah.
And then to flip a Wendy's, then to flip that into Chili's, and to flip all the chain, like it's insane.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, man. So and I'm glad you brought Junior up because um, I think you walk in his light in a lot of ways because one, I think you went to Louisville. You like you said you were playing with house money. You figured it out there. You left a profound legacy there, and now, like the reason why I say you walk in his light is because one, the relationship I see the relationship building that you're doing in the city of Louisville, which is the reason why I keep bringing up Louisville. You're not just Louisville centric, but your impact there is making waves through the country, right? And
Absolutely.
it's always your impact in that city has always helped you make waves outside of the city.
Absolutely.
And now, fast forward to this, like this chapter in your life, I think your legacy is really your journey. Like what you're gonna do in this is gonna 10x what you did in basketball, and that was profound.
Facts.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about like your vision for Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon,
Yep.
how it got started, and what you intend it to be.
Man, so in college, I had no idea bourbon was huge in Kentucky when I got to school and when I was in college. I had a roommate whose dad was in distribution, one of the tiers legally that you have to do before putting a product on the shelf. So always, even while I was in school, I've been surrounded by folks in the industry, and there were boosters that, who were on the retail side. There were CEOs of publicly traded companies who had brands that they were managing. So I was always around it. But I would say after I graduated and started getting close to these people, I didn't realize how big this industry was. And I started, instead of most guys, people when they go out, they're taking shots or they're, doing, I don't know, I guess what's popular. But all these folks were pouring up bourbon, 1 ounce, half ounce. And the proof points on the spirits were probably 110, 120 something, 115. And I'm like, what is the infatuation, with this? And then you learn this is America's pastime spirit, premier pastime spirit, whiskey and bourbon. Then you learn that 95, 97% of the world's bourbon is made in Kentucky. And then you just start going down more and more rabbit holes. You start learning about the Wellers and the Pappies and the E.H. Taylors, the medicinal purposes of the whiskey, the moonshines, the prohibitions. And I'm like, oh shit, like this is a real thing. This isn't someone putting their name on it just trying to sling booze. And then I'm sitting there thinking like, I'm like, wow, like, what does it take to start a company? Because I don't want to just be one of those guys that just come into a industry and try to jack it. Like especially since these guys in Kentucky take it so serious. I mean, you have 4 or 5 generation distilleries still up and running, bro. Like, and these guys believe that their bourbon is the best. Master distillers, master blenders who live in communities of 10,000 people, 15,000 people who are like, nope, we've been making bourbon like this for decades, hundreds of years. This is what bourbon tastes like. So when you're in an industry like that with so much tradition, culture, and prestige, it was important for me to embody all of that all at once while putting my spin on it. So I say this to say, I'm meeting with a good business partner of mine, and his name is John, and we're just talking. This is early. We're talking about just the industry, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm so happy for my friend, Wes. And Wes owns Angel's Envy. Ended up selling it. His dad did Woodford Reserve, great friend of mine. And he was like, just did Angel's Envy, sold for this much. Like, what? So yeah, Bacardi just bought it. Then this is early. I'm like, how? Like, what's, then I'm like, that part of my, that part of my head, like my brain is just bugged out. Like, I'm like, what goes into that? And I started becoming curious. Then I'm over in China playing all the time in the world, hella peaceful. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get this going. And I figured out a way to start the company from scratch, whether it be getting federal licenses in the state, finding a great master distiller, master blender who I can partner with.
How long did that process last?
I was a
From inception, like the idea to
The idea probably came about in 2016, 2017 of doing the company. But then while in China, months, bro, because the plan had to be perfect. I couldn't fail twice. So
what
once
was your first failure?
the first failure would have been doing it wrong.
Okay.
Like,
Because you said you couldn't fail twice. That's
yeah, I can fail once, but twice would be crazy,
Okay.
and then it would be a lot of pressure. But so for example, when you see this label, when you look at this, you think, damn, this label came out in 1920, right? That's the type of vibe I was going for. But also, the label is premium, so it
Do
looks
you
expensive.
appreciate vintage? Have you always appreciated
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So some of my favorite other brands are Willet, 4-5 generation brand. I have the hat on now. Drew Kosavine, great guy, mentor, everything. And then also there's other brands out there with vintage packaging. I like Blood Oath. Blood Oath is a good one. We share almost the same bottles. And Peerless was around during Prohibition. So there's brands out there that I'm like, yo, I need that feel when I'm doing my stuff. And then also with the labels being color coordinated. So on this face label, bro, I have blue, green, red, black, and gold in this style. If you ever had Weller's has theirs color coordinated as well. They have a white label, they have a red, a black, a green, and I'm like, I need that. Like I want to have it color coordinated. But also what Willet does that's so dope. Willet has other products and other SKUs that they fill the shelf with. So shelf space is marketing in itself because if you have one bottle, you only take up one shelf space. But if I have 5 or 6 and I'm right next to Jack and I'm right next to Woodford, think how much think of the market that's looking at my products, that's putting eyes on Mr. and Mrs. And when I first released my bottle, it was $40. So it was accessible, 37 bucks. And then I started hitting them with more stuff. But I say this to say, like, it took me damn near a year in China of just being solely focused on how to do the business plan for the brand. And another thing Willet does that I love, they do a lot of dope collabs. And that's what I'm doing, but it's completely different than how he does it. But yeah, definitely 8 months to a year, bro.
the process.
The process of making the business plan. Yeah.
Now, and I see the attention, or the appreciation to the label on your bottle. Is that how much of this? What percentage of this launch or all of these expressions are tied to your legacy? Like, what percentage of it is like, yo, I just want to leave behind something?
All of it.
100%.
All of it. Every time I release something, it's I guess, giving back something to the world. Like this Louisville bottle means a lot to me because in doing this collab, it's something you collect. It's me. I went to U of L, and doing the Tennessee bottle, it's like I'm trying to give back to the student athletes as a former athlete and raise money for the program. Doing the collaboration with October London is like, yo, this guy's amazing R&B entertainer, dope, dope vibe, dope aura, right up my alley. Another brother, who loves whiskey, loves cigars. Man, I'm gonna put some dope ass juice in that bottle. You know what I'm saying? So all his fans and people can appreciate it. Um, this this is from the Sensory Lab, directly from a barrel we dumped. And when I'm selling barrels, sometimes we have 40 of these on the table, and we do tastings, maybe quarter ounce pours or even less than that, tenth of an ounce pours, and we're going through all the barrels I have with good people, and that's what it's about. But when I'm long gone, I want people to know, damn, like this guy put out amazing expressions. All of his collabs, made sense. All of his collabs were fun because I think I'm a fun guy, and it just fits my personality. I'm not trying to be nobody, I'm being me, but within the industry, like everyone else did, like EH did, like Pappy did, like all of these guys. So um, yeah, there's no other way to
What do you
explain it.
find? What have you found is your biggest challenge so far? Like even you can even like through basketball, through what challenge have you faced that's like yo, or what breakthrough do you see like yo, if I get this done, like
I think right now we're a big company, but we're small and we're compressed. So the challenge would be expanding into more markets just to make our product more accessible. Because our best state right now is Indiana, and Kentucky's right behind it. But we have Maryland bottles that I didn't bring. We collabed with the university, so we do a lot of dope stuff, and we create pandemonium. But now we need to be in all places at once, so it's a lot more accessible. Online, we distribute to 49 states with minus Utah because of the obvious reasons. And but that challenge right there is tough. But on the other side, I'm still hooping.
no,
Yeah, and I feel great. You know what I mean? So managing basketball, managing my schedule with working out, and then doing the business. But then also, this is an industry where FaceTime matters. So I'm with my industry guys. I'm always sharing bourbon with them, doing bourbon potlucks, having great pours. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's a lifestyle, but I just have to manage it. That's why I'm never in New York. Like it's to get me up here, bro. It's like, man, I see, I'm in and out. It's a day at the most.
yeah, man, bro, I'm so proud of you, man. It's crazy just to see your journey. Look at us, like
We're
right, like
rap, yeah.
just imagine like if I told you yo, remember that rough time you were having at Louisville? If I was like, yo, bro, they're gonna retire your number in 3 years. You would
I'd
have
have,
hung up on me.
I'd have called you crazy and
Yeah.
all type of wild.
And you're gonna win a national championship. And you're gonna be
Yeah.
an All-American. And you're getting drafted. If I told you that in that moment, you would have hung up on me.
I'm like, bro, you're wild. Like, I don't know what you see. I don't know what you see. And
Yo.
then I have a bourbon company. I'm
And to
like,
have a bourbon company.
yeah, I did not see that coming. But I seen the way, I know what stuff's going on, but I seen the way Diddy did it, and I seen the way 50's doing it, and I seen the way Hove's done it. And these three guys have all did it their way, and I call those spirits like entertainment spirit. So it's much different than bourbon and much different than whiskey. But the more and more I got into the industry, I'm like, yeah, especially in Kentucky, this is the way it has to be done, and I think I'm the only one that can do it this way. So that's for sure the legacy I want to leave, because when someone looks on the side of our product, they're gonna read the story. Because that's what bourbon's about, bro. It's about telling a story. And there's amazing stories, bro. Amazing stories.
Well, how do you feel like, in closing, how do you feel like, or how do you want your legacy to be told? Like, I want somebody sitting, they run into your grandkid and like, yo, do you know about your grandfather?
Yeah.
And what story would you want them to tell them?
Bro, Mans was an amazing hooper for sure, off rip, amazing hooper. I have records not only in college, but I have a world scoring record. And I think the G League one's gonna be broken, but I don't think no one's breaking the world scoring record. That's 61 points a game. I don't know if anyone's
In
breaking
China,
that.
right? You
Yeah,
average 60.
I don't think anyone's breaking that. That one's safe. The G League one is somebody's gonna break that.
What's the record there with the G League?
It's 65 in a single game. But
I remember that. You're a nut, bro. You're a psycho. That's crazy.
but I definitely want people to tell that story, how amazing of a scorer I was, amazing college player, one of the best college players ever. I think I'm top 12. That's what I think. And then I want them to say, and he left his mark though with Bourbon. He left his legacy with Bourbon. So his story's told in his expressions, and that's how I want to leave it, because the Mister and Mrs. I'm the Mister, and the Mrs. is everything that I fell in love with. So my wife, fiance, she does all of the labels. So she's amazing, bro. Super creative, artsy, and so she does all my labels.
That's fine.
So it's all like it's all us, and the missus is obviously basketball. Like basketball plays a big part of what I'm doing. It's not for basketball, I wouldn't be doing the Bourbon. And then the state of Kentucky, like Kentucky is mecca of bourbon. So the missus means so much to me. And that's my story. And when you look at a bunch of other brands, they'll have their stories. And I have mine's. And mine's is organic. Like it's real. Like there's nothing fake about it. It's solid. But yeah, I'll be happy with that. Definitely be happy with that. Cold hooper, but left his legacy through his liquor.
All right, bro. I'm proud of you, man.
That's love.
Yeah, my guy.